Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Now today I'm doing a reading that is not at all connected to the usual topic on this channel, which is the royals. This is a reading on the climate, and it's something that quite a few of you have requested in the comments over time, over the several months that I have been doing these readings on YouTube. I hadn't felt that the timing was right to do the reading, but suddenly this morning, out of the blue, I was told, now you must go and do the reading and use the Field Tarot. The Field Tarot is a very abstract deck. It is a very, I'm blocking the name of the person whose tarot deck it is. There we are. It's a very abstract deck, but it is to me very much connected with the earth, with the environment, with that kind of energy. So I am going to be doing a 7-card reading this morning. Hopefully quiet time. The usual suspects, the noise suspects, are out for their morning walk. And the house is quiet. I have people staying who are going to be staying for a while, and it is just going to be noisy for a while. We're going to have to just cope with that. And but anyway, so my own little world is a little bit chaotic. The fire that started yesterday afternoon in the great wind and heat that we had before the sudden squall came through, it's still burning. So it's a bit of a smoky atmosphere. I'm a little bit blocked up as I'm trying to do this reading. They are working on putting the fire out, and we do have rain forecast for later on today. So nothing serious for us, serious for the people obviously directly involved in the fire. But so I am having my own little drama today, environmental drama. And this reading in particular is for those of you who have commented, who have asked for some input. So I'm going to be looking at, and it's taking some shuffling to get the energy through into these cards. I'm sorry about this. I'm going to be looking at the causes of climate extremes that we're going through, what we can do ourselves. I'm going to look specifically at people who are in drought situations and people who are in flood situations at the moment. And I'm going to see how world events and climate are tied together as well, and the outcome for us on this planet, this beautiful planet. There's going to be some turbulence, and the Hierophant has come out. That's an interesting card to show itself so prominently. One more shuffle. 7-card reading. A lot of information I want from the 7-card reading, and hopefully it will be a positive reading with some good advice for us and some hope. I think we need hope. And let's see, that's a signifier for us, where we are, causes of where we are, what we can do about where we are, drought situations, flood situations, world events and climate, and outcome for us. So that is where we are, and just interesting underlying energy. I always look at it, sometimes it doesn't ring true for me. We have the 9 of Cups in reverse. I don't always agree with the Field Tarot in terms of the words, the key words that they use on the deck, so I tend to ignore those, and I'm going to ignore it now. It is about wishes and dreams coming true, so it is about fulfillment in a sense, but it's about contentment. It's about being satisfied with your lot, I think. And we've got the 9 of Cups in reverse. There is a lot of discontent. There is a lot of things not being the way we want them to be, and it is an emotional discontent, really, in the way the world is at the moment. And it is the greed card, and that's why I ignored the keyword, because I was getting to this point. For me as a reader, the 9 of Cups very often is about the person who is over consuming. It's normally in the Rider-Waite Tarot, the person sitting smugly with their arms folded, that look of indulgence, overindulgence, surrounded by all those cups, and they're a rather plump person looking very pleased with themselves. Overindulgence, over-consuming. To me, this is telling me it's about over-consuming, it's about our greed, it's about our overusing resources, and that is what is really at the heart of this reading. So that's the underlying energy, just to clarify what I'm talking about here. When I put this card here, this is my actual reading, the questions I'm asking, but this colors everything as the underlying energy of our greed, basically. Let's put it that bluntly. So the heart of the reading is the signifier for our environment, where we are at the moment, and we've got the Two of Wands in reverse, and that is the planning and partnerships card. It is coming together for some kind of program, for some kind of project, and the card is in the reverse, which tells me that we are not working with our environment, we are working against our environment. We are not working with nature, we are working against nature. And of course, the plans for me, the Two of Wands, is very much about business schemes, joint ventures, things like that. So again, colored by this greed card above it, it is about mining where we shouldn't be mining, building dams where we shouldn't be building dams, overfishing, all that kind of thing, over-consuming our resources for the sake of greed, for the sake of business, for the sake of these partnerships that are corporate partnerships but not environmental partnerships, working against rather than working with. Okay, so causes, and we've already seen causes, but specifically, what does universe want to tell us this morning about the causes of these environmental extremes, climate extremes that we have? And this is the Prince of Wands, that is the Knight of Wands. Excuse me. And the Knight of Wands is about traveling, journeying, exploring, conquering, looking out, wanting energetically, wanting to consume, to move, to build, to work on projects. It's very much part of this Two of Wands energy for me. So this Knight of Wands, Prince of Wands energy, this instigation energy, it's very Promethean in its energy. Here is the fire. We acquired this power as a species, this power to control, to dominate, to burn down forests, to conquer nature for our own desire to explore and build and expand and dominate. And so that is what it is. And I've been told, look at the bottom of the deck again. And the bottom of the deck has the Sun in reverse. What we're talking about, Promethean energy, and out comes the Sun in reverse. And that is about that energy and that power that we are misusing. I'm going to put the Sun there. You may just be able to see it. That is what's going on. The Sun matches that flame in that card in the Knight of Wands, the Prince of Wands. It is about using that power that we've been given incorrectly. And so what can we do to correct this situation in our own humble way? And there it is. A very clear answer. Thank you, Field Tarot. I knew that you wanted to speak today. Harmony. Ten of Cups. And Ten of Cups is normally depicted as a family group, a mother and a father and two children, and they're looking at a rainbow, and they are very happy. They're very harmonious in their own little world. They're emotionally fulfilled. We have the word fulfillment up here in this Nine of Cups, but it is more in the Ten of Cups that you have your emotional fulfillment. You have reached that happy place in your life where you don't want anything. The Nine of Cups is all about wanting. What do you want? In the Ten of Cups, you've achieved what you want. It's that ultimate card of fulfillment, of contentment, of bliss, of peace. Being emotionally balanced and at peace with the world. It wants us to be at peace with our own little groups, because as I say, it's normally a little family group depicted in the Ten of Cups. As I say, this is a very abstract deck, not a good deck if you're learning tarot, because you have to bring your knowledge of the Rider-Waite to this deck in order to interpret these cards. And the harmony that is really required of us is harmony in our families, with the people around us. It's not asking us to go and make huge gestures and campaign and be vocal about things. It's asking us in our way, in our small ways, in our little groups, in our family groups, in our little communities, wherever we live, to try and please start at home. Start at home with, the saying is, charity starts at home, harmony starts at home. It starts in your personal relationships. It starts in your relationships even with your animals, with your own little plot of land that you cultivate or you look after, your tender, your garden, your farm, whatever it is, your community garden, whatever it is. It simply wants us to be at peace in ourselves and in our own small worlds. And that's not a big ask. I know it's difficult when you have bad energies in your world. I do at the moment, which is why things are rather chaotic at the moment, dealing with quite difficult energy in my small world. I'm working very hard to keep the peace. I'm sure a lot of you can relate. I know the circumstances in the past few years in particular have brought people together who may not ordinarily have wanted to be living under the same roof, but circumstances have, of course, forced people to do that. And that is where we are. It is simply saying, be peaceful in your own heart and with the people close to you. So for those of you who are suffering from terrible drought, what is universe wanting to tell us? That is an Ace of Cups in reverse. And it's a very emotional card. It's a water card, of course. When the Ace of Cups is upright, you have a new emotional beginning. You have abundant flow of water. You have absolute abundance. It's shared. It pours. Normally it pours from that cup in an open-hearted way. It says love at the bottom of Ace of Cups. Yes, it is. It's about new beginnings, new love. But to me, it is about being open-hearted. It is about almost, if you want that water to flow, your heart has to open. And I'm not accusing any of you on this channel watching your lovely energy, your lovely spirits, your lovely hearts. But it's asking you to be abundant with your energy flow. It's saying unblock. People need to unblock their hearts, need to unblock their energy. They need to pray, they need to get together, and they need to, in community sense, 10 of Cups, they need to get together and they need to almost send love to the environment. The partnership card has come out. It's asking us to work in harmony with nature rather than against it. Whatever you can do in your small way energetically, to send love to the environment, to send love to it, to ask for that compassion, ask for that love to come back into your worlds. It will. It will. Cards in reverse are often about waiting. And it tells me that there is abundant blessing in this card for you. It needs to be called, it needs to be summoned, it needs, the love needs to go out to nature, and then she will return it in an abundant measure, almost possibly too abundant, because let's move on to the flood situation. What does universe want to tell us about that? And we get the 8 of Pentacles, and it is the card of working. The 8 of Pentacles. It's a card of mastering something, working hard at something, being diligent. This is a situation that is going to take, it's calling people to work together in a situation. That is what is going on. You're going to have to use your skills, use your wisdom, what you have mastered, what you know best. In your lives, and also money. It's going to take money, because the 8 of Pentacles, the 8 of Discs, is about resources. It's going to take an effort in a recovery. Is going to take money, and it is going to take people coming together, people giving of their time and their expertise. It's not asking for the same level of emotional work, inner work, connection with the environment. It's saying you have the resources, you have the wherewithal, you have the knowledge, you have the abundance, the money, the skill to fix a situation, but it is going to take you working together. It's sitting under this harmony card, which is telling me that it again is about maybe working with less privileged communities, or people whose worlds have been very severely impacted by this are going to need that level of help and support. It's not charity. It's helping people work through this in a constructive way, using skill and knowledge and input, basically. So connection between the environment and world events. Obviously, we have got all kinds of traumatic events going on in the planet at the moment. What does universe want to tell us through the field tarot about that? This is the Prince of Discs, and it's a very interesting card to come up because it's a warlike card, even though it is the Prince of Pentacles, and the Prince of Pentacles normally is the one holding a pentacle in his hand, and he is setting off on a long, steady journey, a rich path, an abundant path, slow but steady progress. This energy from this Prince of Discs is quite different to normal Rider-Waite Prince of Pentacles energy. This is a military figure, a very, very guarded military figure, and enormous amounts of armor. You can't even see any skin there. You can't see an expression. Slits for eyes, that huge shield in front of this figure. It is obviously connected to our warlike nature. And there we have the answer. Harmony, but harmony in our own communities first. Harmony, you can go on peace marches all you want, but if you don't have peace in your heart and in your home, we're not going to overcome that problem, unfortunately. And really, the conflict that's going on in the world is close conflict between very closely related groups at the moment. And that's very interesting. I'm getting a real chill as I say that. And so there, no surprises. We've got the business kind of exploitation energy here in these cards, and the sun here. But definitely in emotional work, inner work, and of course the conflict is at the root of this all. Outcome for us in this current energy, this current timeline, and we get the Seven of Cups in reverse. It says choices, and again, not really my word for this card. It's more about possibilities, options, than choices, literally choices, the Seven of Cups. But the Seven of Cups is about things being available to you. Alternatives. Oh, we've run out of this fuel, so we can use that fuel. We've wiped out that species, so now we can start on this one. That ocean is dead, or that lake has disappeared. Oh, but never mind, we've got more over there. When it's upright, reversed, it's giving me a very strong sense of running out of time, running out of options. That the dog has come off his bed. He's been having a long sleep this morning. He's come to stand with me as I say this. Seven of Cups in reverse is now you're dealing with reality as it is. You can no longer delude yourself, as this Prince of Wands has deluded himself, that there is a whole universe out there to conquer, not just a planet. Don't worry, we can mess this one up. We can go and terraform Mars. We can be Elon Musk, and off we go, become an extraterrestrial species. No, we can't. They simply won't let us while we're behaving like that. And we're going to have to deal with the mess we made. And we're going to run out of options, and we're going to have to, as I say, deal with reality the way it is and not delude ourselves. And we're going to have to monitor our resources. That's not the word. I can't think of the word. We're going to have to be very careful with our resources. We're going to have to manage them now because we have fewer than we thought we had. We had 9 cups up there. We've got 10 cups here if we work on it. But we're going to get 7 cups. we're going to get 7 cups, and there are 7 cups. Some of them are empty in this card, some of them are full. So we've used up a lot of our resources. We've used up a lot of what we have. We've used up a lot of our possibilities. And now we're going to have to learn how to tend the few that we have left and appreciate them and just manage them better. We're going to have to manage our resources better. We're not going to be profligate like we have been in the past, greedy and overconsume and all the rest of it. It's going to be very hard and it's going to be very real. But this is not major arcana and this is not destructive. I'm trying to look at the only major arcana I've got was this a clarifying card, the Sun in reverse, which is our misuse of our power that we were given as a species, very clearly, naughty, naughty. And now we're going to have to deal with it, and we're going to have to deal with the scaled down world where we have less available to us, fewer resources, fewer possibilities, and we're going to have to get it right. But all kinds of terrible cards could have come out of this in this reading. Terrible cards have not come out in this reading. This is all very doable. It is fixable. Dealing with reality as it is will be good for us as a species. And I'm being told again to look at the bottom of this deck, and the 9 of discs has come out, which it calls culmination, but it is actually being abundantly provisioned for. The 9 of discs, again, I don't agree with the word on this very lovely deck. I'm sorry to say. The 9 of discs is about financial abundance. It's about being okay. It's about more than okay. It's about having all the resources that you need. Everything, and pentacles, discs as they are called in this deck, are resources, are not just money, but they are your own physical resources. They are things, they are food, they are your physical health, water, clean water, oceans, animals, whatever, plants you need. So it's promising us that if we do the right thing, we will be okay, and we will be more than okay. We will be secure, and we will be abundant, and we will be content. Normally, in the Rider-Waite, it is a woman in a very lovely gown standing in a garden with a grapevine. She is there's birds, there's grapes. She's very serene, she's very independent, she's very calm. She has everything that she needs to live a rich and fulfilled life. So it is possible, and it is more than possible. It is our future if we just do this. 10 of Cups. Harmony. So there it is, not all bad at all, much better than it could be. Very encouraged to see the cards that I have seen here. And so that's the reading, bit of a different thing for this morning. I'll be back with royal readings later if I can. But otherwise, enjoy your weekend. I hope you're all safe and well, and I will see you again soon.